Hey guys, it is Greg from the Cardboard Chronicles, and I was able to do it. I was able to pick up a Final Fantasy Play booster set. The New Universes Beyond. I got it on Amazon, $144 when pre-orders went live. I think it's over $200 now, which to me is pretty crazy for play boosters. Granted, I mean, you get a lot of booster packs, so there's a lot to open, and I think we're gonna do the whole box tonight. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, I have not opened this box yet, and I buy into each set. I think that's the big thing, is like whenever there's a set comes out, and especially something like this where I was never really a huge Final Fantasy player initially, and the characters are cool, the settings are cool, the art is amazing. So that's one of the big reasons I'm like, I need to get these cards, and then there's a lot of good Commander stuff in here. So I'm like, I'm gonna pre-order these, and I pre-ordered them at $144. And now to see that they are over $200 is actually pretty impressive, and maybe I will leave a couple sealed just for collector value. But you can see, full box, so let's get to opening some of these packs. If you look over there at my wish list right now, Traveling Chocobo, VV, Lightning Army of One, Yuna, Bard Saboko, and Jumbo Cactuar. These are just things that I'm gonna throw in some commander decks or make commander decks around. I think Yuna would be really cool. Traveling Chocobo is pretty cool. VV is one of the high cost cards. So we'll see what we get. So let's start opening some packs here. I know people that have been trying to get these cards, like they're going out to stores, they're hitting up their local Walmarts. Walmart's been stocking them pretty well. Target's stocking them. A lot of places are limiting them to one. I was able to get, if you check the channel, I was able to get a collector pack from GameStop, and GameStop is doing the same thing. They're limiting them to one per person per day, and they're actually tying it to your phone number. So, Lindblom Industrial Regency, not terrible, nice land, creates wizard creature tokens, and it enters tapped and is a mountain. So, extra land and tokens. So yeah, they're limiting it to one per person. The guy said they started doing it with Pokemon. And I understand with Pokemon because the Pokemon scalping has been unreal. Magic scalping is decent. Around me, it's not super terrible, but I've seen some people go into Target just to pick up stuff to resell. They stand in line. For this, there was about 20, 30 people standing in line on release day just to try to get product. But Target just seems to be turning it around in the scalping kind of realm by also limiting it. I believe they do two boxes or two of each SKU per person per day. So they're getting into it, and they should, because I mean, the scalping is ruining everything. If you follow us on the blog, go to cardboardchronicles.com. I've written about it a few times where I just want to get I've been a huge Pokemon collector for a long time. And since Pokemon launched, and I've amassed a big collection, and then I had my daughter, and my daughter wants to collect Pokemon cards, and she sees these new ones come out, and she goes on TCG Player and looks at the cards that are coming, and it's so hard to try and get cards for her without jumping through hoops. Oh, Kefka Court Mage. So there's a nice one. When Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. Each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice. Transform Kefka. It's an 8-mana ability, but Kefka, Ruler of Ruin. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards. Amazing card draw mechanics. And he could be a decent commander. His full art's a pretty high value card, so regular art should be pretty decent value as well. But like I was saying, my daughter wants to collect, and I've got to follow a local Barnes & Noble to find alerts for when cards are dropping, to be able to hopefully be able to get there in under 10 minutes to pick stuff up, just for a girl that wants to collect cards, which is pretty insane to me, is where the scalpers are ruining it for the kids, and that's the biggest thing I have a problem with. I don't have an issue if I don't get my cards. I'm an adult, I can handle it. I'm trying to get a kid into a hobby that is fun, that was fun for me, that she takes interest in. That's just really hard to do because I can't get anything. Oh, nice. Golbez Clad in Darkness. I love these art cards where they actually had the Final Fantasy artists come back and do the art for them. So this was Sir Conrad of the Grim. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Golbez deals 1 damage to each opponent. So this is good graveyard recursion. This will probably go into my zombie deck. My Liliana, or not Liliana, my Verena Lich Queen deck. That's what that one is. Got Overkill, Freya Crescent, Summoner's Grimoire. It's got Job Select, equip creatures a Shaman. Whenever a creature attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If that card is an enchantment card, it enters tapped and attacking. That's a nice one too. So, if anyone has any tips, feel free to share them online. You can tag us on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. You can follow us on Blue Sky on Instagram. How you've been finding cards, because I have a 7-year-old that would like to collect more. Let's keep opening some packs here. This is one of my favorites. I got it in my collector as well. Summon Fat Chocobo is absolutely hilarious. So let's see. Giat King of Dwarves, Swallowed by Leviathan, Side Quest on Mark, Ultima, destroy all artifacts and creatures, end of the turn. Really nice, kind of expensive for 5, but I mean, it's a good late game play. Oh, and a Hollow Excalibur 2. Really nice there. Cool. Not terrible so far. I said I want to make a bird deck. I think Final Fantasy, this whole set has made an entire bird commander deck viable, which you probably couldn't have said a month ago. Especially by them banning Nadu. So, Rook Turret, let's see, let's go through commons. A regular Cactar, so there we go, not the Jumbo. Xenos E. Galvus, so this is a good one too. My first friend, so he enters, choose a creature opponent controls, creatures other than Xenos and the chosen creature get -2/-2. When the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, he transforms. He becomes Shinryu Transcendent Rival. Shinryu, as the creature transforms, choose an opponent. When the chosen player loses the game, you win the game. So if you're playing a 5-player pod, you get your target down to 1, and that's your target for the whole game. And then when they die, you win. That's a nice one too. Let's see. We've got Ninja Blades. So nice artifact equipment. That's why one of my friends, Scott, if you follow Irrational Passions, my friend Scott, who writes for them, and he also writes for IGN. He's got a big wish list in this set for his Captain America commander deck. Cap is going to have a lot of new weapons to throw at people, which will make us all just infinitely more angry as we play that deck. It is not fun. If you haven't looked at the Cap kind of build on EDHREC, it is a fun deck to play. It is not a fun deck to play against. So we got Kane Trader's Dragoon. And a Zell. Nice. Zell's another one where red land control, which is fun. You can, if you do red-green, this is another land outlet you can play as well as your green land outlets. And he gets +1/+0 for each land you control. And at the beginning of your end step, return a land you control to its owner's hand. But since you can play an extra, and if you play it in green and green-red, you get extra land drops as well. It's not a big deal. Hollow Garland, an island, and a hero token. And also feel free in the comments to drop the cards you've got. If you're opening packs, if you get some cool hits, let us know. We like to reshare things as well. You can share it with us on social media. There's a nice one, Promise Fulfilled, full art. I know a lot of people are having a lot of fun. People who can get it are having a lot of fun with this set. Triple Triad. Until the end of turn, you may play the card you own exiled this way and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value without paying its mana cost. And it lets you, each player exiles the top card of their library at the beginning of my upkeep. So when it's my upkeep, everyone exiles the top card of their library, and I am allowed to play them. That I own. The ones I own, I'm allowed to play. My opponents are not allowed to play. It's a good one too. Now the next one I'm really looking forward to. So Edge of Eternity, okay. Spider-Man, we'll see. Spider-Man has not shown off anything crazy so far, and I don't think prices are going to be as bad as prices on this were. But I'm really, really looking forward to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Here we go, Bards and Boko. We hit a wishlist card. Nice. So again, Commander Birds, affinity for birds, and when Bards and Boko enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So that's a nice one right there. I'm gonna try and build a bird deck. We'll see if I get the pieces to do so. Oh, that's a nice one. So yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Any anime fan, I mean, Avatar is just, it's a timeless show. The rewatch value is insane. I just watched it again the whole way through last month. And there's so much you can do. The universe, I think, lends itself perfectly to Magic. And just the different kinds, like you could do Aang in a couple different colors. You could do Katara as a bloodbender, as kind of like a black-red, I think would be interesting. But I hope that it also allows them to kind of go outside the Avatar universe, not outside of it, but outside of just the Last Airbender universe, and also bringing some stuff from Legends of Korra. And with a new Avatar show coming out, that they're able to keep doing Avatar sets. I think it would be really cool. Because like I said, I think it's a universe that lends itself perfectly to Magic the Gathering. All right, so we have a Mizzix Mastery. So Dawn Warrior's Legacy. That's a beautiful art. Like, look at that. A beautiful art on that one. Exile target card that's an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it. You can cast the copy without paying its mana cost. And then you exile Dawn Warrior's Legacy. But it has an overload, so it allows you to do all instead of just one. So that's a rare right in the middle of the pack. From Father to Son, that's a nice one. Foil Summon Shiva. Nice. So we're doing pretty good so far. I think we're doing pretty good. Let's see, what do we got? Giant of Babel. I do like that, like, it seems like each one of these comes with a full art. So you got Traxos, Scourge of Krug, Trample, Giant of Babel enters tapped, and doesn't untap during your upkeep, or during your untap step. Whenever you cast a historic spell, untap him. So he is a 4-cost 7/7 for 4 with Trample. So not terrible. Pretty good. Nice full art Stolen Uniform. Summon Knights of the Round. So there's a nice one. Create 3/2/2 white knight creature tokens, and then other creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Put an indestructible counter on each of them. So that's a nice one. I like it. And then with tokens, with the sagas and how they've kind of changed sagas around, it's a lot easier to remove tokens from or counters from saga now, so that you can just keep the saga on the board, which is actually pretty nuts. Let's see if we hit another Midgard, City of Mako. So it's kind of like the mountains. What we got? Sack artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. Follow self-destruct. Jill, Shiva's Dominant. So that's nice. It's at the back. Jill's a nice card too. So when she enters, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Exile her, then return her to the battlefield transformed for 4. And then she becomes Shiva, Warden of Ice. With Mesmerize for the first 2 in the saga, target creature can't be blocked this turn. And Cold Snap to have all lands your opponents control, exile Shiva, then return it to the battlefield. So that's a nice one. Let's see. What is next? I'm normally opening Collector. There was no way I was spending, what's it now, $600 on a Collector booster box. I normally do Collector. If you watch or did Dragons of Tarkir Dragonstorm box opening, and it's nice because it goes a little quicker. You get less packs, but I'm not gonna spend $700, $600 on a booster box. It's insane. Get Joshua Phoenix Dominant. But Joshua's pretty nice too. Discard 2 cards and draw that many. Exile and return it transformed. A lot of these transforms are nice. He becomes Phoenix Warden of Fire. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. Return any number of target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Phoenix, then return it to the battlefield face up. So nice. Nice one. Impressed so far though. It's like I love the full art hits. They seem pretty common in this one because they got good artists to do stuff. So when you get good artists, and I mean there's not really any bad Magic artists, but when you get famous artists like the Final Fantasy artists, include as much as possible. There's another one. So I didn't put this on my wish list, and I almost did. So Absolute Virtue is fantastic. So he can't be countered, so he's an awesome commander off the bat. Flying, protection from each of your opponents. So you as a player get hexproof. You can't be targeted, which is nice. Can't be dealt damage, enchanted, or targeted by anything controlled by your opponent. Beautiful. Oh, a nice little signed chocobo art card. Fantastic, very cute. Munch and lettuce. So the other thing I want to know from all of you while you're watching the video, who is your current favorite commander? The last deck, oh, there it is. There's the art from the art card. The last deck I built was my Verena deck. My Verena the last deck. Oh, nice. Shadow Lord, Gix, Yawgmoth, Praetor. So that's a beautiful one right here. That's a nice one. Let's see. Oh, and a Stiltskin. Look at that. Stiltskin's a cute little Moogle with lifelink. Tap 2, tap and target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control if they do draw a card. That's a nice one. Oh, and a Hollow Full Art Forest. Oh, there's that bird token. Who was my last commander that I just sleeved up? It had to have been Verena. Nope, it wasn't. It was Zur the Enchanter. I cobbled together a Zur the Enchanter deck thanks to the friends at TCG Player. Always the best, but I added maybe 3 cards that I didn't have in my collection and put together a deck that everyone now hates. Zur. If you hate playing Zur, I understand. After building the deck, I understand why. But Verena the Lich Queen was the deck I built before because Aether Drift added a lot of really good zombie support. So I'm like, I need to build a Verena deck. And I did, and it works out really well. I love the Pew Pew UFO. Vincent Valentine's. I pulled one of these in the collector pack as well. Vincent's nice. Whenever a creature your opponent controls dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Vincent equal to that creature's power. And whenever he attacks, you may transform it. He turns into Galleon Beast, Trample, Lifelink. When it dies, return to the battlefield tapped. Front face up. So it's nice. I think I'm doing well so far. I think Ultima's a nice hit. I think the Court is a nice hit. The Gix reskin is ninth. Looks like we got another reskin in here. So Vanity L Adventures, Laboratory Maniac. So Laboratory Maniac's nice too. You would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. So mill yourself out. This is actually, I play this card with Thassa's Oracle and Demonic Consultation. Anyway, I name Black Lotus, go through my entire deck down to no cards, and then win the game. Ruban, Bowl of Alamigo. Pay life equal to his power for ward, which is good. Whenever Ruban attacks, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target attacking creature. I actually pulled this in Arena. It's alright. Not fantastic. I think we're over halfway through the box. I have to start playing the Jeopardy theme song. Let's see, what do we got? We've got Saz Catchroy, When Saz Katsuroi enters, you may search your library for a bird. So there we go, birds. You can go with Bart's and Boko. Or basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Whenever he attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. So kind of like the Hydra. Moogle, Swamp, and an art card. Doubling +1/+1 counters. Gross. Stop it with a solemnity. Creatures cannot have counters. What do we got? Oh, Barren Rivalry. So Deadly Dispute. That's nice full art. Summon Titan. So mill 5, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Until end of turn, another target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you control. It's a nice one too. That's so cute. And now I have a foil one. Nice, so a Sephiroth token. I haven't pulled Sephiroth, but I pulled the token. The emblem. So that's good. People will be looking for the emblems. Go through your old tokens. Go through your old emblems. Some are actually worth quite a bit of money. And I was actually, for those who have not followed along, able to finish up the beginning of the year sorting and cataloging my entire collection. So after scanning, oh, there we go. Look at that Dark Confidant. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to mana value. That is a beautiful reskin right there. That's a beautiful reskin. For anyone that hasn't done it though, I recommend downloading the TCG Player app, scanning in your entire collection, sorting it by color, type, rarity, set, and then just being able to go into your app whenever you're trying to make a deck and figure out what cards you want. And I'll tease it a little bit that TCG is probably going to be getting an update pretty soon to how organized it is for its collections. Nibelheim, a flame. Choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. If the spell is cast from a graveyard, discard your hand and draw 4 cards. Beautiful. It's got flashback, which is also nice. Yeah, they're going to make it much easier in collections to be able to search your collection, to be able to sort your collection and add things to it. I found out I have over 44,000 cards, that my collection is somewhere, if I do high-end market price, in the $25,000 range, 26, low market price, and probably the 22. But I highly suggest doing it because it makes, if you play EDH, it's almost a must to be able to just go through, know exactly what you have, where it is, find it quickly, and then go grab things from TCG Player that you don't have. A Tifa. Trample, landfall, whenever land you control enters, double Tifa's power until end of turn. Tifa's a nice card. And another, anyone need a Dark Confidant? We have a normal Dark Confidant. Let me know in the comments, you need a Dark Confidant. And also, if you guys could sub, you could turn on notifications, you could let your friends know, if you go to the website. I've been doing this, the website now, I've been playing Magic for over 25 years now, but started the website about 7 months ago, and been trying to post daily. So, cardboardchronicles.com, if you go check us out, I would greatly appreciate it. Squall, really got a nice Squall. I like the drawn art better than the 3D art, really. So Squall is Donatha Capation Paragon for Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, or on equipment spells you cast cost 1 less. So that's nice. The Fire Crystal. Red spells cost 1 less. Creatures you control have haste. Tap 4 and 2 mountains and tap it. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. So that's a good one too. The crystals were a nice addition. They're actually all really good. So happy to get it. And what the camera's not showing you is the giant pile of garbage to my left. Let's see. To the Crystal Tower. For 4 instant, choose 2, counter target spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand, tap all creatures your opponents control, draw a card. It's Cryptic Command. It's very versatile. It's a fantastic card. It is beautiful art. That's a winner. Oh, the Choco. So this was the other one. So this will be the commander in the bird deck. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may put one of them into your hand, then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest into your graveyard. And then landfall whenever a land you control enters. Choco gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So you got a land drop deck. You drop multiple lands per turn. If you play with my friends, I can use Fast Bond, so that's good. You can't probably because Fast Bond is banned, but just play a ton of forests, and then Choco becomes a giant beast. He becomes that fat chocobo. Nice. So some of the cards that almost made it onto the wish list I was able to get, which is cool. I've got 3 packs left and still have not hit Traveling Chocobo, VV. I've got Mythics, but not those. Or Jumbo Cactar. Wild Rose Rebellion. So it's a counterspell. It's a beautiful counterspell. People love counterspells. Look at that. I love counterspells. Everyone does. You mean a Magic player tells you they don't like counterspells? They're lying. Genova Ancient Calamity. Beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Genova's power on up to one other target creature. That creature becomes a mutant. In addition to its other types, whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, you draw cards equal to its power. Two more. I'm not going to leave one closed. I'm not going to leave a closed pack. Last time I ended a stream earlier, ended a recording early, and opened a pack, I pulled an extremely rare card, so I'm also not going to do that. Let's see. Ultima. There you go. Ultima Origin of Oblivion. Whenever Ultima attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it loses all land types and abilities and has tap, add a colorless. Whenever you tap a land for colorless, add an additional colorless. All right, out of all of these that I would like to get, Jumbo Cactar is the one, just because he's hilarious and I want to be able to kill someone with his ability. So let's see. No, we don't have a full art in this one. Oh, it's gonna be a bummer of the last pack. There we go. It's a land. It's the forest version of the mountain one and the swamp one. Create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. So that's actually really nice. It's expensive. It costs 6, but it's really nice. And that's it. That's the end of the box. So now my quest that I get to do after I hit end is go sort all of this stuff, which is not what I want to do. So thank you guys for sticking around with me. If you made it through the whole video, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, go to the website, follow us on social. I plan on doing some giveaways too, which is going to be really cool. Like I said, I have an extensive Magic collection. I have a lot of actually good commander staples that are decently high value. So I'll be doing giveaways too, but check out the cardboardchronicles.com. Follow us online. Drop comments below on what you got, your polls, anything you like from this set. And we will catch you next time. Thanks for following along.